welcome to After Twilight Radio. I'm your host, Jonathan Watts, and in studio with me, as always, is the lovely Amanda Young, who's over there sliding the knobs and crossfaders and making our show sound as lovely as it possibly can. I also wanted to give a quick shout-out to the great Chad Austin, our previous host, who his Steelers won the Super Bowl, so I know he's super happy about that, and we wanted to congratulate him and the great fans of the Steelers across the nation, and congratulate them on their Super Bowl win. I'd love to see my Panthers win a Super Bowl. I think our quarterback would have to stop throwing 5 or 6 interceptions a game for that to happen, but don't get me started. Congratulations to all you Steeler fans that are out there. Now, if you missed last week's show, we had on a very interesting international guest, Nick Redfern. Now, Nick is a cryptozoologist and ufologist and wrote a bunch of books and all that kind of stuff, and we really got a chance to talk to him about some of his experience both in the UK in the past and also the fact that he lives in the United States now and is as American as we all are. So that was a really interesting sort of topic, and it's nice because it segues us into this week's guest, who's going to be Mark Turner of Ghost Finder Scotland. Now, Mark is considered an international EVP expert and has a whole bunch of very interesting projects and still lives over there in the UK as far as I know. But again, we're going to get into asking him a lot about those kinds of questions. So without further ado, Mark, are you on the line with us?
I'm here, thank you.
Great. And judging by the accent, you are not from the United States.
I'm certainly not. No, I'm from over in a very cold Scotland at the moment.
Now, I'm actually English myself. My last name is Watts, so I sort of grew up with a background of British history, just in general. Now, for those of us who are a little bit newer to British history, where is Scotland relative to, let's say, Great Britain in general?
It's within Great Britain itself, yes. It's in the north of Great Britain.
Now, Scotland in general has, as well as all of Europe, has tons and tons of castles and things like that, so you tend to run around in those environments, right?
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah. One thing we like to do when we bring on guests is we like to sort of get an idea of their background. So I guess the broad question is why chased ghosts? Where did you get your start, and how did that all come about?
Well, it was certainly from the time when I was a child. My parents had quite a few experiences that they would have deemed to be paranormal. And I have to say, as a child, they really did scare me. I get such a fright, and I can remember growing up and having a really distinctive fear of death, I have to say. But there was a lot of death in my family around about, when I was about 10 years old. I had a lot of parents, grandparents, etc. that died, and it was a question of, well, where are they going? Where do they go? It was very confusing. So as the years went on, I just get more inquisitive, and I have this need to know. So it was a case of, well, there's only one way to find out, and let's get out there and let's try and get to the bottom of it.
And so, when did you sort of start getting involved with the paranormal? Kind of at around what age?
Well, the research started would be 6 years ago. That would be 6 years ago. That's when I really started getting serious about the research.
Now, an interesting idea, something that I've ran across, having met quite a few paranormal researchers from the UK, is that there seems to be a different, how would I define it, culture, a different cultural view of the paranormal in the UK versus in the United States. Are you familiar with where I'm going with this one?
I think so. I think I know what you're saying.
Yeah, tell it to me from your perspective.
I mean, it's really hard to put your finger on it. I mean, I feel as if we're probably spoiled with it in the lands that we've got here. We have it in abundance everywhere you look.